What's up, everybody? It's ET. We're gonna jump right into this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the collision scripts. Parker told me that the collision scripts don't really run when the objects aren't moving, so that's why my little. So this is a player, that's an enemy, and that little pink thing sticking out of the enemy is his fist. And so basically, his fist is not colliding with the player because the player already collides with the fist, I guess. Anyway, I'm gonna figure it out. But yeah, I just gotta give Visual Studio a second to load, which is too slow. I fetched, so I didn't see anything else new on the Git branches, so should be pretty good. Alright, here we go. Here's the scripts. Alright, so we're gonna look at this. If we look at the fist object, where is it? Enemy, Fist of Fury. We can see it has base collision and it collides with the player. And it has rays, but if I look at the rays, so the ray is going to be, if the sign is, if the velocity is 0, then the direction will be 0. Ray cast, I thought it would be at least skin width. But let's see. I'm gonna look for everything with velocity. So there's velocity, there's velocity. How about ray length? Ray length. Ray origin, ray length, and collision layer. So it seems okay. Okay. Yeah, dude. I'm wearing a band. Maybe I could like put it down. I just didn't want it all in my eyeballs as I was programming. Bum. Alright, I know we're drawing it. Is there, what other things can we do to draw this? Debug.draw ray. Color, duration, depth test. Jeez. Alright. Well, we're drawing it. So I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna zoom in really tight on here. So there's no ray, I guess? Okay, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna do a conditional break here. Basically, I'm gonna say if name or tag name equals Fist of Fury. Let's see if it actually like stops here. We'll do game object dot name. Yeah, okay, that's cool. So if the game object dot name equals Fist of Fury, stop here. Cool. So attach to Unity. Is it not running this? Did I not name it right? Fist of Fury, Fist of Fury. Yeah, that's okay. Says it's running, I guess. Okay, stopped. Good. So fit of 10. Direction is 1. Ray length is 0.15. So the origin is 0, 0. Vector 2 right, direction 1, ray length, yep. So it should cast at least an ever so little. What kind of controller are you making? So this is a controller our class is working on. It's just we're not going to use the rigid bodies of the 2D rigid bodies, and we're going to just kind of move the object ourselves. But we also we're using the box collider. So if I look at the Unity project, which I can't right now because I'm on debug mode, but yeah, we just want to use the collider, and then we'll decide what to do on collisions. So this is kind of us detecting the collision. So we draw like rays, like 4 rays or however many rays we want outside of the box. So if this is the box, we draw some rays outside of it, and then we detect what happens on those rays. So that's the only part of the collision that we actually want. So if I did something silly like said skin width was 1, something crazy, and hit play. Still not casting anything. Oh, but this guy. Whoa, okay, hold up. Whose rays are those? I'm trying to figure that out. Are those my rays? I guess so. Alright. Maybe the... Oh, did my stream die? Shoot. Man, silly stream. Thank you, thank you. I'm back. Okay, so I think the debug draw ray is not exactly right then. Ray origin, what's that going to say? Direction X, yep. Alright, so let's go through this very slowly. Direction X, if direction X is in the negative, it'll be ray origins bottom left or ray origins bottom right. Okay, ray origin. So wait, what's bottom left, bottom right? It's... Okay. How do we get those? Okay, raycast origins, right. Min X, min Y. That's the bottom left. Max X. Okay, yeah, so that's all good. Is it because I'm not updating this here? Or, you know what, I don't have to update it there, but I'll have to update it at least once on the start. So calculate ray spacing and update raycast origins. And that way it at least knows where everything is. So, okay, I'm going to hit play again. There we go. I'm gonna do it on update too. Just so while I push this box around, the rays will move around too. So if I move this around, there we go. So okay, let's figure out what these rays are and what's going on. So I wonder if I reset the scale, maybe it's not taking the scale into account. Ah, maybe that's not it at all. Alright, let's see. Well, okay, granted, one's a little too overkill, so let's just do like 0.1 for now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, I didn't fix it. Alright, let's stop it. And oh, it did fix it. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, there we go. So we got these rays and these rays. So that's legit. Pop, 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 pop. And that's 4. If I increased it. What else do we have to do? I think we have to calculate ray spacing too every time. If I'm doing this all in the update function. Alright, so here we go. We're doing everything in the update function, so if I kind of increase that, there we go. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, well, I see it. You'll want to make the skin width proportional to the velocity eventually. Yeah, yeah. And this is not, I really not making this engine. I just want to make sure I understand it so I can work with it. So vertical. Alright, so that's good, but what about the bottom part? That's what I'm here. Like, I want to see this and these rays. Why am I not seeing those rays? So okay, we're going to say horizontal ray count. Oh, I see. This is only showing you, it's not the rays on both sides of the object, it's just which way you're moving. And right now, if it's at 0, it's just moving to the right, and if it's at 0, it's just moving up. So this won't actually detect rays everywhere. This will just detect the rays of the sign. I almost think that we want to have rays on all 4 sides of the box. I don't know if my partner Parker will agree with that. But if you're standing still, you gotta know if you got hit here, 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 or here, or wherever. So I might just do that for now. Oh yeah, I don't know. Why am I finding this so hard? I guess I have another question. Like with Collider, I'm gonna look at the Unity scripts. Can't I just see if 2 colliders are colliding with each other instead of doing it myself with the rays? Okay, I got 2 of these discords. I can open one of them. Alright, so if I look at Unity 3D script reference, Unity Engine or Unity Engine for sure. Classes, Collider 2D. There's got to be like, what are my functions? Bounds, density. Okay, well, maybe not. No attached rigid bodies. We're not using the rigid bodies. Density is trigger, shape count. So if I did box collider, right? Bounds, density, offset, shape count. Is touching, okay. Checks whether this collider is touching the collider or not. Alright, it's important to understand that checking if colliders are touching or not is performed against the last physics systems update, the state of touching colliders at that time. If you just added a new collider 2D or have moved the collider 2D but the physics update hasn't taken place yet, colliders will shown as touching, will not be shown as touching. Okay. Overlap points. Yeah, I don't know. I could use that is touching function and just see what happens. So alright, I'm not going to really worry about that right now. I'm just going to make a trigger function again. No, 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 no. I'm just going to do it here. Alright. Collider 2D. Collider and raycast hit 2D. Just call. Dude, why isn't there that function? Why isn't there application.generateGame equals true or something? Alright, hit. There we go. So we got collider 2D and a raycast hit. So I'm adding this this collider. So every time we call on collision, I want to pass in hit.collider. And the other one I want to call is on collision. Do I have the collider here? Yeah, collider. Okay. So I'm going to say collider hit. Oh, and I'm going to say hit.collider.gameObject.onCollision. Oh wait, no. Hit.collider hit.collider.getComponent base collision. How about that? Alright. So now I don't have to worry about any crazy code on both sides. So now both base collisions should launch the onCollision function. And we'll just call this other collider. So if I'm calling onCollision, I pass in the other guy's collider, and the other guy's going to call my collider. Yes, that makes sense. And now, I didn't really change any code except the skin width, which I should totally change back to what it was. I think that's all I want to do. So hit play. Of course, I made errors. Errors are fun. Here we go. So totally say collider 2D, other collider. What did I do wrong here? Oh, 2D. And then we just say other collider.tag equals enemy. And then also on my take damage, we're going to say collider, collider 2D, other collider, and we'll just say other collider dot tag. Now this should work, right? I don't need to attach this to Unity. I think it's going to just work. So if it runs, I want to stop. Doesn't matter. Alright, let's just play. Hey, so Bamboy, you been streaming, dude? Bam. Oh yeah, good. Yes, so that's gonna work. Uh-oh. I guess it's important to see if the other guy has a base collision, right? So enemy. Hey, enemy totally has a base collision. And it has an on collision of a delegate, nothing. Yeah, so that's okay. I'm gonna do if this is what we're gonna say. Collider 2D other collider equals hit dot collider. Actually, base collision other base collision equals hit dot collider dot get component base collision, and then we're just gonna say if other base collision, then other base collision this. So maybe that error won't happen more. Okay, stop this, play this. Nope, been meaning to. Work has been calling me and a lot more. Oh man, yeah, I understand that. Okay, so that's fine. Object not sets to a reference. Huh. Oh, I gotta do it on both. My bad, my bad. So let's go ahead and do it on both. Alright, so I still see those rays there, and I still see those rays there. So good, good, good. Yep, no errors. Everything seems to be working fine. And then, bam, take damage. Alright, cool. I think we got it. Like here it's smooth. But I hit this, when I hit this guy, what if I said nothing? Still colliding with the player. You need to check your CC against the corner. That is always the hardest part. What's a CC? I should know. I don't know. Collision something? Collision check? Here it's smooth. But then the second I get in there, it kind of... You need to check your character controller against... Oh, the corner. I gotcha. Yeah, and this trigger is not really a trigger still. It's still like hitting it. I think it's just because this is on the enemy layer. So if I made it on like the default layer, what would happen? Nothing, because you don't even see me. Okay. So totally need to make you on the enemy layer. But somehow on the player motor, like, or the character controller, like Bamboy's saying, we need to gotta do some checks. Okay, so it's basically here on the move. Sorry, this code is nearly identical, so I am going to... What am I gonna do? Alright, player motor. You have a target velocity, you have your actual velocity, velocity.x, velocity.y. I feel like something else is just not feeling right to me. I'm trying to figure out where the actual transform is, and then I'll work my way backwards. So it's probably here. Oh, here we go. On move. get a velocity. You update the raycast origins, all good. Collision info.reset, no problem. And collision info is what, up here? Okay, so it just sets everything false. Okay, you first check for horizontal collisions. So like if we're just talking horizontal collision, oh, hold on. When your ray hits something, you need to set the position of the origin of the ray that will fix the stuttering issue. Yeah, okay, I got you. So that makes sense. So the ray origin, right? So we're shooting a ray. And if the ray hits, this is what we're going to do. We're going to say, hey, the hit distance, however much hit distance, minus the skin width times direction x. Alright, direction is just going to be which way. And then hit distance minus skin width. I guess that's the first thing here. This is because we're not really moving. I see. I'm gonna just rename some of this stuff just so it makes more sense to me, because this is not really velocity. This is just my change in position. So I'm gonna just call this delta position. And the change is ever so slight, right? So velocity, I always think of like units per second, but here it's like delta position, which is like how much did I move in the last time frame. It's not necessarily how much did what is my velocity. It's, even though that's a fair delta position over a certain amount of time is still fair, but usually you think of velocity in like in a time unit, so like in seconds or in minutes or in hours. So we don't usually think of it as in like 33 milliseconds or whatever. So like how many units do you move per 33 milliseconds is not how we usually represent velocity. So this is more of a delta position, like, hey, how much are we going to change? And so then we say, hey, okay, this is, and this just might be me. Sorry, the delta position, which way are we moving? The ray length is okay, skin width is all good, all this is fine. So okay, the delta position should be the hit distance minus skin width. Always with the good music, band boy. Thank you so much, dude. Delta position dot x. Yep, so that's okay. That delta position's fine. And then we have this ray length. What do we do with this ray length? Like, we don't use it further down. Oh, but we do use it. No, I don't know why we. What's ray length have to do with anything here? Collision info dot left equals. Okay. I see what we're doing here. I'm just going to take it out just so that it's a little more, I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet, but we can keep it all. This shouldn't be doing anything to anybody, so that's okay. Because the only thing that really matters is the delta position. And that delta position's here, and then we're just gonna, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Alright, since I have like such duplicate code, I'm gonna say private int or private void update delta position ref, not update delta position, check, we'll call check for collision, check for collision, reference number, and it's basically just be this junk in here. And this is how I want to do it. I'm going to say check for collision, reference delta position dot x, oh, my bad, reference float. There we go. Float direction x, float, what was the other thing we got at the top of this? Ray length. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to say if this thing break. Oh, yeah, let's keep going. Direction X and ray length. And we don't actually have to say direction X, we just say direction. And then ray length is fine. Oh crap. We need I too? And all we gotta say is number. And that all seems fine. If we make it down here, we'll return false. If we get here, we're going to say return true. Okay. And then we can put vertical collision in that same vein. Okay. Direction Y, ray length, and then just do this. Actually, just this part. Check for collision. Yeah, it should be called delta position. Delta position. And this time we're going to do Y. This is going to be direction Y. Ray length I. That should all be fine. So you got horizontal collision and vertical collision, and we just say if check for collision, which is this part. Calculate and update Let's. Sorry, I'm just doing a little moving of the functions around just so it reads a little easier for me, but I know we don't have to keep it like this. Alright, there we go. How do I toggle all the outlining? Outlining, toggle all, ML, alright, cool. You have 50 octillion cookies? What are you talking about, man? What you talking about, man? Alright. So we should be, instead of number, let's call this delta position. Nope. Undo. Delta position. Delta position 1 axis or something. Alright. This is call collisions on both sides of collision. Call collision event on both sides of collision. That's what the following code does. Alright. Changed a lot of code. Let's see if it still kind of works. Uh-oh. Are you eating cookies again, Bamboy? That's great. I'm glad that you are. It's weird. Below seems to be just fine. But yeah, these rays are fine. It seems like if I have more rays that are... Alright, so... Yeah, it's just when I get to the... Oh my gosh. I don't know why it's doing that. Uh-oh. And I see that the rays are now not... There's no vertical rays. It's all horizontal. Not good. Not good. Alright. I broke the horizontal... the vertical rays by doing whatever I did here. Right. Because this actually should be up and right. Fanboy's eating my cookies. I don't even get it. So yeah, this refactoring is just not working. That's all I'm understanding now. Oh well, I tried. Let me go to source tree. I'll just copy that. Alright, so back from here. should have a base collision somewhere. Base collision.cs. Yeah, there's gonna be. You know what? Do me a favor. Just please confirm that you want to reset this file. Yes, please. Yep. Yep, back to where we were. Good. So the only thing I gotta do is make sure we call the other thing. Base collision, other collision equals hit dot collider. Oh shoot, we did a lot of work. Man, I should have just done that willy-nilly. We said collider 2D, other collider. And then we just gotta actually do it here. So we'll just say hit.collider, and then other collider here is hit.collider. No, other collision. This would be a hit.collider .get component base collision, and then we're gonna say if other collision, then what are we gonna do? If other collision, then we're gonna say other collision.on collision. We're gonna get the other collider, which is now my collider, and then we're just gonna put hit again. Okay, and we'll do that here and the other one. Hit.collider. Done. Okay, so that's the only thing we really did. And let me make sure that this take damage is still working. Okay, so that's fine. Active Fist of Fury. If you can just collide with player. Okay, so I did a lot of different work, but really I didn't change anything except when I collide with something, I just call it on both colliders. So like if player collides with enemies, I launch the on collision on the base collision of player, and I launch the on collision event on enemy. And same thing with Fist of Fury. So that works because when we actually collide with this, we see I'm taking damage of all of that. So that makes sense. And it's very simple change. I didn't do anything really. But I also promised that I would give this a stab with just using the rigid bodies as opposed to the rays. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to call my dev complete for the week. So let's do that. So how are we going to do this? Alright, so I'm committing what I got already, which is very small amount of work. Yeah, so I'm going to make sure everything's saved. So are you saved? Didn't do anything in 3D Studio Max. Okay. Raycast collisions. Yeah, all that seems good and dandy. Alright, yeah. Are you all saved? Okay, good. So let's see, player scene's fine, base collision, base trigger's gone, enemy follow. Yep, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. These two things I can just discard. Yeah. Or you don't even have to discard, we'll just not check them in. Alright, so we're checking these in. Alright, on collision, both base collisions call their on collision event. And that's all I did. So, like, 4 lines of code, and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to give this a shot with rigid bodies. So, to do that, we're going to use this base collision. We're going to look at it again, and we're going to tear it apart. It's going to be, you won't even recognize it anymore. So we're going to go to player. Instead of base collision, we're just going to say rigid body 2D. And we're going to just move that up to where base collision kind of is. Alright. Okay. So here we go. We got rigid body 2D. I think all I gotta do is just say type of rigid body 2D base collision. There's gonna be no ray counts, no vertical ray counts. We can try this layer mask. I forget how to do it though. Base collision info. I don't think I got it. Yeah, I don't see it. So I'm going to take out even base collision info. And I'm not too crazy about having that public. So private collider 2D. Don't need to worry about those or the origins. None of that. Even skin width. Collision handler. Yes, maybe I won't even handle those. Okay. So okay. So basically we're tearing it all apart, getting the collider 2D. Let's also get the rigid body. Rigid body 2D. Make sure that's a field. Don't worry about calculating ray spacing or anything like that. Actually, all this code goes away. Base collision is actually nothing. I don't even know why I have base collision. So maybe we just remove that. Oh, but player motor, that's going to be what's different. So this is fine, all that's fine. Alright, I'm not going to do this on collision thing because we don't even have a base collision right now. I guess if rigid body, let's go ahead and get that. Rigid body equals new, no, get component. Rigid body 2D. I'll put this as a one of these underscore things. Rigid body dot is enabled, is awake, enabled, active. Should be like enabled, right? Active. Get active. Enabled is F it. I'll just say if rigid body. Delta time. That's all fine. So this is where it's going to be a little crazy. Rigid body dot set add force. Velocity. Equals velocity. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, I'm not too worried about this right now. I'll get to it though. Got some errors, no problem. Oh, okay. Let's just comment that out for now. Oh. You might have gravity. So let's see. Player, enemy. Player. What if I say it's kinematic? So right now nothing's happening with anything else. Okay. So the player still works as it did initially. So I'm okay with that. Alright. Now what if we did the same for enemy? Got rid of this. Do my cookies contain giraffes? So Bamboy, what's your obsession with cookies, dude? I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to get on that same level as you, man. I can't. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so there's no collision, which is what I think that'll still be the responsibility of base collision. So yes, there will always be a few things. I guess public collision layer, or what was it? I gotta look back at the original code. Yep, base collision. We deleted a lot of stuff here. Collision info, no. Layer mask. Layer mask. Collision layers. Collision layers. Okay. So, void S04E to update. Why not? Resolve overlaps. And then that's going to be a method. And it's going to be very similar to what we were doing earlier. Resolve overlaps. What are we going? Where are we doing? Resolve overlaps. Ba 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 ba. Stretchy, stretchy. It's been an hour. That's okay. Alright, so now we kind of want to separate these things apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm thinking. Why do we need particle accelerators to bake cookies? When you say particle accelerators, are you talking about like an oven? And that's because of the chemical reactions, right? You gotta take the raw cookie dough and throw heat into it, and it chemically reacts to be something editable by humans. Edible? Editable. Edible. Alright. So I really don't know what I'm going to do to make this overlap work. But basically, I'm just going to say for each what? For each game object? No. Yeah, I guess so. For each game object, get new game objects. Get all colliders, right? Okay, let's just do that. That's fine. Colliders, collider 2D, all colliders equals find objects of type, find objects of type collider 2D. And then all colliders for each collider in all colliders, we're just going to do something. If collider dot is touching collider is touching me, then we're gonna separate it a little bit. So if they're touching, let's move some stuff. Nah, I'm not gonna do any of this. I just realized. Why am I gonna do any of this when I could just make them all just regular 2D objects? Take off kinematic. No gravity. Everything else is fine. Same thing here. No gravity. Hit play. Oh, jeez. Yeah, let's constrain some stuff. Constrain rotation. Enemy player, constrain rotation. Alright, yeah, that's probably a little better. There we go. Oh, but that player can get pushed all the way. Alright, so we can freeze position here, and you won't do crazy things like you were doing. Alright. And what if I made this guy, the enemy's mass, like 1,000? Wouldn't really matter. Okay. No problem. All that seems fine. So this is kind of the exact same thing we were dealing with. Except... Alright, how far back can I go? Okay, good enough. So Fist of Fury is now that. You don't have to be a rigid body now, I don't think. And we can just say take damage. Is going to be on trigger. On trigger, enter 2D. Collider 2D, collider. Bamboy. Bamboy, you're living in your own world up there. But I like it, dude. Breaks the monotony, man. Alright, so let me see what camera follow is doing. Yep, so all you're doing is getting the box collider. So I'm not messing with the box collider, so that's cool. Yes. Only because you're always angry at me. So it's only fair. So player motor I think is doing fine. Alright, enemy follow. Okay, now we can get enemy follow to work. So enemy follow is now going to use the other thing. So horizontal, vertical, target tight. Yep, that's all great. Slow distance. Player. Don't need to do the base collision thing anymore. Yeah, well, my bakeries are outfitted with ATM so people can deposit and withdraw cookies. So there. Do the cookies go bad once you deposit them? Like if I deposit them, come back a year later and withdraw them, will they go bad? Unlike your cookies won't be fresh. Um,
Man, you gotta have that time where you just like disconnect from from the scene, just the race, like, and it's a race that I've created in my head, you know. But you have to step away from it.
ouch. Ouch. Your cookies are upsetting me for some reason. I don't know why. Alright, private. Rigid body 2D. Rigid body. And then, actually I like it's better on awake. That's very nice. Rigid body dot equals get component. Rigid body 2D. Alright. Cookieverse portals thought to cause obsession with baking, says studies. Your studies? My studies? Whose studies? Alright, by base collision. Okay, me deleting base collision has stirred up some craziness. Rigid body. Rigid body. Alright, everything should be down. Excellent. Bum 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 bum. Alright, so there we go. This is the code using just rigid bodies. And hopefully I can put the enemy follow script and it all just kind of works. So I'll put the enemy follow script here. I'm going to hit play. Enemy follow player. Oh no. Rather than turning on all constraints, you may want to consider removing the rigid 2D audio competitive, which makes any collider static. Oh. Well, why didn't you say so? No, I don't want help via Internet Explorer. It's the worst. Okay. Um, I will still add that component rigid body 3D. And I'll just give you like a really strong uh-oh. Wait. I'm gonna give some I guess some friction with linear dampening. Maybe a little more, like 5. Yeah, there we go. Push him. And one of my modes could be hold the ground. Oh, okay, anyway, I guess the other thing I should try is see if it actually works, is the enemy follow script. So if I say target type player, this guy's strong too, so I'm trying to get out of his grip. He's too strong. I can't get out of his grip. Oh, there we go. Haha, I escaped. I guess we should have stopping distance too. Let's see. Cough. Some kind of link. Cough, cough. What are we looking at? Oh, I've played this game before. I'm playing a very similar game on my iPhone. It's called Bitcoin Billionaire, but it's like just like this, except you're collecting bitcoins, not cookies. But I know what you're talking about now. All right, I set the mass to 1. That way I can actually push him around if I need to. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and set like linear drag to 10 or something. Just so there's like friction as you push people around. Maybe I like 3 better. That way if you push them, you kind of have a little finality to it. Alright, so let's do like 4. Alright. Alright, good deal, good deal. Am I done? Am I done with my dev right now? I think so. I should have a stopping distance. Not slow distance, stopping distance. So instead of slow distance, let's call this stopping distance. Once you get to a certain like area around, let's see, is this any better? I'm gonna make it kind of bigger, like 2. Good enough. Alright, let's do mouse, maybe? Okay. Oh, and the other thing, I guess, is, no, I'm okay. Alright, I think I'm done, Dev. This is gonna be the built-in, kind of the exact same code using the built-in physics. So basically we take base collision all out of there, which I don't know if it's better or worse, just is. Alright, I'm done. Let me put something up there for the buddies. No base collision, enemy follow, take damage, all of that. Implement it collision engine with only rigid body instead of base collision. Let's do it. Alright. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And before I check this all in, how am I doing the ouch? Oh, we don't want to do on collision. We should just say on collision enter. And we'll just call this collider. Later, dude. I'm almost done. I got just a few things to patch up. Loose ends to tie up. Alright, so that's player motor. Let's see if that works too. What's missing? Tell me. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah, I am missing this. Alright, so remove that. Do it, dude. Throw those cookies around. Show those cookies who are the bosses. Alright, Fist of Fury. Yeah, let's clean this all up. Fight. On collision enter. Maybe should be on collision enter 2D. The message parameter has to be of type collision 2D. Haha. Collision 2D. Collision. Collision dot collider dot tag. Ouch. And that's only one ouch. And then take damage and ouch. If I only hit the fist, it'll just be take damage. Awesome. Alright, good deal. I think that is everything now. I think that's everything wrapped up in a nice tidy little package. Alright. Am I doing anything else wrong? Implemented collision engine with only rigid bodies instead of box. Alright, I think I'm happy with that. How about you? Can you go past it? Oh, you can't even go past it. Good. And then I can go to the enemy and say, hey, follow the player. Bam. You might want to make stopping distance too. Yeah. So I'll do that. Stopping distance is 2. Maybe even do that in the script itself. And then if you just say player, you follow the player, and that's cool. Okay. Ouch. Oh, nice. I like how I got hit. So it's like, take damage and then ouch. Because I actually collided with the player. Alright. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? I don't think so. Get rid of some of this stuff. Yeah, that looks good. Take damage, player motor, camera follow. I think I'm done. I always think I'm done. There's always something left to do. But this feels good enough for now. Alright, checking it in. Implement collision engine with only rigid bodies instead of base collision. Instead of base collision class. I'm going to say Unity's rigid bodies. Unity's rigid bodies instead of base collision class. Okay, I'm committing this, pushing it, and calling it a day. Closing it out, closing this out. Just closing it all out. Okay. Let me just say something on Discord right quick. At Parker. Hey dude, I got triggers working with the base collision script, and then I revamped, committed that earlier today, or committed that about 30 to 45 minutes ago, and then I redid the whole collision system with just built in Unity, and that was my latest commit. At developers, at rest of developers. Not really sure how to do that. Please take a look at both. Maybe I should have done this within one commit. Stand by. Okay. Yeah, let me do that. So let's do that. Shoot. So I'm going to duplicate this one. How am I going to do this? Like that. Play scene 1. And we'll call this with rigid bodies. And then let's go back to source tree. We don't have source tree up, do we? Alright, source tree. Okay. Somehow I just want to reset. Really don't want to. Maybe, yeah, cherry pick. Is that what I want to do? Are you sure you want to apply the selected changes on top of your current emit? Yeah. You have now merged. Okay. I forgot how cherry picking works, but that's what I want to do. Alright, yeah, so play scene. Totally just use theirs. Yeah. Should have closed this. Yeah, reload. Might have missing scripts, that's okay. We'll go ahead and figure that out. Let's reload this, resolve, using theirs. Enemy follow will only be the newer one, so I won't worry about that. Oh, player motor. Resolve. Go back here. Scripts. Base collision. Player motor with rigid bodies. I'll just put it with rigid, and we'll go back. And actually, go ahead and say take damage with rigid. Okay. I'm cool with this. Cool with this. Yep, all that's fine. Using theirs, okay. Resolve using theirs, okay. Actually, no, discard. Resolve using theirs. This will just take a second. Yep. Actually, some of this stuff's gonna go away, so I'm okay. So okay, we got everything back, and then we'll say with base collision, and we'll say take damage with base collision, and then I'm gonna just rename these back to the originals. Player motor and take damage, and hopefully now we're on the play scene. And what I might just rename this scene is rename it to with base collision. There we go. So that's the name of the scene. Great. Player scripts. You're gonna use the player. Oh wait. You're gonna use the player motor with base collision. You're gonna use base collision. Enemy is going to use just base collision. Oh, and then Fist of Fury is to say take damage with base collision. Okay. There's errors, so let's go ahead and take a look at the errors. Whoa, all sorts of... yeah, there's some nonsense in here. Alright, let's take some of this stuff out. Yeah, all this. So what's going on here? Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I guess I should have looked a little better. We won't be doing this. Or any of that, yeah. Alright, so base collision. That all seems great. Okay. Oh, yeah. There is. Go ahead and give me the with base collision, and we'll go ahead and name it like that. With base collision. Okay. Yeah, there's something off. So let's go back to source dev here. Let's go back to the enemy follow branch. Yeah, right here. The base collision is gone. The player motor. Let's just reset to this commit. Okay. And you reset to this commit. Okay. Yes, please. Alright, so player motor's fine. And take damage should be fine. Okay. Alright. Don't worry about that yet. Everything seems to be fine. Let's go. So this is with base collision. It does run pretty silky smooth. What are you asking for? Oh yeah. Actually, that should be right. Base collision. Collider 2D, yep. Let's just look at it then. Look at maybe Fist of Fury. Oh yeah, I don't know what happened there. Or better yet, just remove both of them. And just say take damage. There we go. Alright, all that seems to be working fine. Alright, now let's do what we need to do. Player, why don't you collide with environment and enemy? With rigid body. And just do me a favor. Yeah. For now, I should have enemy follow. Yeah, that seems great. Okay. Reset to commit. Okay. Back to here. We'll just say enemy follow with base collision. Alright, and then we should have that. Reload. And then don't forget to say, yep, with base collision. And just throw that on the enemy. Yep. Okay, I thought I did, so let's go ahead and drag that back up there. Alright, cool. So now we should have both things kind of going. So yeah, that's silky smooth. Takes the damage, gets the ouches. So that's good. And finally, we should be able to say, chase the player. Oh, no. I don't want the fist to follow him. I actually want the enemy to follow. Maybe two. Oh, okay, well, we'll just hit player. Let me try to get on the other side of him first. Alright, then just say enemy follow player. Okay, looks good. An enemy should be able to collide with player. So yeah, when you actually follow the player, you're colliding with the player. Nice. Okay. So there we go. I got everything on one scene. So I got with base collision with rigid body. So with rigid bodies, oh please save it. Yes. With the rigid body will just be okay. Anything else I need to do? I got the with base collision with rigid bodies. I think that's good. Class can make a decision from there. Working copy. Everything except those last two should be good. Created 2 scenes with rigid bodies and with base collisions. Check them out. Make your decision. I want to do one more thing. I always want to do one more thing. Just a quick main camera, keyboard, controller. Okay, void start. Player, game object, or better yet, enemy toggle, enemy follow. Enemy follow with base collision, enemy follow 2, enemy follow equals find object of type enemy follow 2 equals find object of type enemy follow with base collision. If enemy follow and input dot get key down key code dot f, then enemy follow dot yeesh, I don't even remember. Target type equals target type dot player so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say, hey, if enemy follow dot target type equals any target type dot null enemy follow dot target type equals player. Else. Yeah, I thought I did too, and then I just kept going. So yeah, I'm not sure what I'm doing. Unfortunately, yes, Bamboy, you were lied to. I lied to both of us. And then I'll just do the same for enemy follow too. Temporary debug code below. Okay, and let's just do all this with the number 2 instead. Interesting. All right. All right. Cool. And that's how I'm gonna handle it. So this is good for this scene. And now you're just null again. Push you around. Alright, cool. And then I'll just do the same for the other scene, and then I'm really done. So save that. Main camera. Scripts. Save. Play. Alright, so this is the guy following me. He's not following me. There we go. The nice thing about this like custom code is it's super fast. Like I feel like this one's faster than the rigid body stuff. Alright. That seems good now. So now we have a way to toggle it. Alright, good. I feel better about that. Created 2 scenes with rigid bodies and with base collisions. Check them out and make your decision. And I feel good about that. So let's commit that. And we will close it out. Alright, everybody. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye. Bye, Bamboy. Sorry for lying to you. Later. You have a doggy? Later, dude.